Devin Dwayne Sherrod, Your Honor.
You can go ahead and stay seated.
Mr. Sherrod, you're fully court ordered felon to register as a convicted felon. You understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. But I did register as a convicted felon in the state of Florida when I got out of prison. It's on all paperwork.
Okay.
I'm not a child molester, Your Honor.
No.
I had no CRD or anything. I registered in Florida when I got out.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about child. Just as a convicted felon, not as a sex offender.
Yes, sir. Well, if you check your paperwork right there, you can see that I did actually register, and there was no warrant. There was no warrant even registered for me or sent to me, or for me to even do, or like I had nobody, like, because my mom, she kind of works with the system a little bit, but what I'm saying is I actually end up, when I got out of prison, the day I got out of prison, I registered.
Where?
I want to say in Panama City. The other one,
No.
I registered.
You're not registered in Bay County. So I don't know where you registered, but
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Not registered here.
No, so you're right, my honor. I registered in Bluntstown.
Okay, well, but you've been living down here in Bay County, right?
Yes, sir. I've been living here for a few years now.
Now, you and I need to stop talking about facts, okay? And you just need to let me talk, because now I don't want you to say anything else that can be used against you, okay? So, hypothetically speaking, if you registered in Bluntstown and you came down here and lived for 6 months and worked down here, that's a problem. Hypothetically, I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying hypothetically, that's a problem.
Don't say a word.
Don't say anything else. I'm trying to keep you from jamming yourself up, okay? So don't say anything else on the record. All right. I'm just explaining to you, just because you registered once someplace doesn't keep you registered as required by the statute. So just in the future, now you know. So with that being said, based on your application, I find that you do qualify for the service of the Public Defender's Office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the Public Defender to represent you. And that man that's on the screen right there is going to tell you not to talk about the facts of your case.
You better heed the judge's advice. Don't talk about your case.
See? I told you what he was going to say. It's almost like I've heard it before.
You were charged in two cases, 24 CR 74 with assault on a peace officer, which is a second-degree felony. Plus, you have a prior conviction alleged from 2009 and from the 252nd District Court. So this second-degree felony can be punished as a first-degree felony, which means you're looking at up to life in prison. Do you understand? And in 24 CR 1607, this indictment alleges a second-degree felony has been committed. Strangely enough, there is no prior conviction, though.
What was the cause number, Judge?
I don't have the right file on the second one. I need Glenn Duncan. The second Glenn Duncan case. Oh, yeah, 24 CR 74.
Should be 1604, Judge.
I don't have 16.
Okay. Look in the back.
Let me make sure it just didn't get. We got a problem.
Yes, sir.
That's a jacket and all says 1604. Look at the indictment inside it. 1607. Got the wrong indictment. Wonder what's in where that indictment should be. What's in that other file? 1607. All right. Thanks. Now I'm interested in what this case is. I'm curious what the charge is.
It's aggravated assault. You know,
Okay.
I can give you my copy of the indictment.
She's got it. But Are the wrong papers in there? Too?
Judge, do you mind if I copy that too? Because I haven't been hired on the new case yet.
Which one?
The newest one.
On 24 CR 1604, we need another copy of that indictment, please. In summary, this alleges well, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, let me go back to 24 CR 74, the assault on a peace officer, sir. The indictment alleges State of Texas versus Glenn Elise Duncan Jr. Sir, how do you pronounce it? Elsie.
Yes,
How do you,
the third.
okay, how do you spell Elsie?
ELZI.
Yeah, it's wrong on this. It's got it. Oh, hold on. Let's take it one mistake at a time. EL.
CIE.
It was spelled ELIZE, which is
The state would move to amend that spelling on the third line of the indictment, change from what is currently there in the middle name of ELIZE to ELZIE.
Is there any objection to the middle name being changed to correct it?
No, that's his name.
It is changed to ELZIE, correct.
I'm also the third, not the sixth.
I know. We're going to go to that problem next because 24 CR 1604 alleges the state of Texas versus Glenn LZ Duncan the third. This says junior. You're the third then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead. The body of the indictment in 24 CR 74. You're changing it or amending it. It says Glenn LZ Duncan Jr., also known as Glenn ELIZA Duncan. The junior, though, he claims he's the third. This says junior.
I'm not making that decision today, Your Honor.
It says the third.
because
Well, it contrasts with 1604, which alleges the third.
understand. I gotta track what the priors on this defendant says, so I'm not making that decision today.
Who is Glenn LZ Duncan Jr.?
That's my father.
Your dad. Okay. And so your grandfather was Glenn LZ Duncan.
Actually, my grandfather's name is Elsie Duncan. But, he was born, he come from Louisiana.
Yeah. Mine did too. And with things, it's hard to trace the line back.
My birth certificate and my license. My name is Glenn Elsie Duncan.
So your dad was the first Glenn.
Yeah, he's the second. On his birth certificate, he's the second. But I guess my grandmother,
But he was actually the first Glenn in the family, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we gotta asterisk these. I mean, that's a problem because the names are in the body of the indictment. It's different.
I understand, Judge.
Well,
It's an issue I'll need to address, but I've got to work through the priors that he has in there. Each of the priors, he's given a different spelling of the name, so either it's not him or it needs to be corrected.
yeah, but it's been changed in 0074 to Glenn LZ Duncan
Yes, sir.
Jr. LZ is added. And so I'm correcting.
I moved to correct the one in 0074 because I recognize that is a misspelling. I'm not at this time making the additional changes to junior or third. And I'm telling Your Honor, the reason why is because of the priors that I have in my file.
Don't worry about it. Just, y'all gonna have to
I will straighten
figure
it out,
and make
Judge.
it, fix it. Okay. You were here, and so we got a second degree felony that is in 0074 with a prior conviction, so it can be punished as a first degree felony. So you're looking at up to life imprisonment. 24 CR 1604 alleges aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a first degree felony, and the prior 2009 conviction is also alleged as paragraph 2. If this were all found true, then your first degree felony would be enhanced.
I need to interrupt you, Judge. The caption on that is wrong. It is a second degree felony. The prior will bump it to a first degree. So his arraignment should be as to the same
There's
punishment.
not a doubt about that.
No doubt in my mind. In order for this to become a first degree felony, there would have had to have been serious bodily injury. I do not have that proof on this offense.
All right, so we're going to change the caption to correct it to a second degree felony.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
I'm not blaming y'all. Y'all are getting this from.
Yes, sir.
a
I'm
lot
doing
of-
my best to
A lot of
catch
corrections
these.
are being made lately.
Yes, sir.
This is also a second degree felony apparently, but it could be enhanced to a first degree felony punishment like the previous case. All right. Do you understand what you're charged with? This punishment range is applicable. Mr. Adams, what are we going to do today?
I wanted to give him some time to
Yeah.
hire me on a new case because I was asking the court to give him some time to hire me on a new case. I was hired on the old one, but not the new one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How much time do you need? Is 6 weeks good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Judge, we may need to look, I'm asking the court to look at the bond on clause number 0074.
Without it.
The indictment date was January 24th, 24. There, but you are familiar with the standard bond conditions are that they don't commit an offense while they're out. The case 24 DCCR 1604 indictment date is August 7th, 24. The offense alleged to have occurred on June 29th, 24 was after this defendant posted bond. So it appears on its face that the bond is inadequate.
What are the bonds? I just don't have that information before me.
I was trying to.
I need some help here on what is the bond on 24 CR 74 and then 24 CR 1604.
$1,000 on 74. On 1604, it is $50,000.
What are you asking?
I would suggest that the 1604 sounds like the appropriate amount, but the $10,000 on 0074 does not reflect his prior that is alleged, in my opinion, nor did it act as a deterrent to prevent him from avoiding an alleged new offense. The safety of the community is my giant concern in this regard.
What about it?
Well, he's alleged to
I
have
know,
committed
what
one
do you know?
violent offense.
So what do you suggest let's say other than a bond amount raised? What else would you say?
I think we
as
need
conditions?
I would ask the court to consider a $50,000 bond on 0074 along with a GPS condition as to each so that we know his location and whereabouts.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. The 1604. The complainant in this case, who is that? How are you related to this person?
Which number, Judge?
1604.
I can't tell you, Judge.
No, the Bolden person, lady, how are you related?
That's what fiance. But she didn't make, they got the wrong names, Judge. She didn't make the complaint. I was trying to tell the magistrate that when he gave me the $50,000 bond. And they gave me a separate TV. I've been away from my home for 3 months. Well, it's about to be over with, but it wasn't her that was called. It was her sister. She don't live at my residence. They charged me with family violence with her, and she's not even the one who called. You understand? It was me and her sister that had got into the verbal altercation. On paper where they signed it, they scratched out the sister name and put her name.
This is a more detailed report from the officer that wrote the PC. I'll show you got the discovery. I showed that you got the discovery. You should have that already. Oh, great. That's so.
Well, not to make it any more confusing than is possible in any particular set of circumstances, but this one really takes the cake. Because as I'm reading this, we've got 2 people involved here, 2 females, one Kiera,
Yes,
Kierra,
that's the sister.
and Kehia,
Kia.
Keehia.
Yes, sir.
How more confusing can this be?
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, caramba la bamba.
So you got 2 people whose names are by 1 letter different, and they're sisters?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking at the probable cause affidavit, and one of them, whoever it was, not only called the police show up, they have a video, he watches the video on the phone of you threatening to kill people.
No,
So no, nothing. It's what the police swore to. So whoever it is, whether it's one spelling or the other, somebody is claiming to be a complainant, and that's for y'all to hash out. The state is obligated to prove the case as it alleges. If they allege the wrong thing, then you're going to be able to maybe sidestep out of here. But the fact of the matter is I'm looking at this probable cause affidavit, which is disturbing to say the least. Plus the police are looking at a video of you. We're talking about who the complainant is. That's for the state. That's the state's problem. They got the burden to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. And if they get the wrong person, then that is the problem. That can be a problem. But right now, I am, because of this, going to order a GPS device, but I would like to know exactly who the complainant is, because he can't have any contact with the complainant. Who the heck is the complainant?
I'm standing by what's in the indictment. I've reviewed the file prior to our appearance today. And I appreciate that there's a difference of an opinion between the parties, but the state will stand by the name in the indictment.
Okay, who is the complainant? Is what relation to him?
And that is, my understanding, is his fiance.
His fiance. Right now, you can't have any contact with your fiance. If I find out you do, your bond is revoked and you'll sit in jail. I don't care what it is. That's the absolute rule. A victim, complainant, that's the rule in all cases. That has to get worked out. But there are no exceptions to that.
Judge, how about if I can work out today that she's not the complainant and then therefore you wouldn't
Look, I'm not gonna do deals. You present it to me and then I'll tell you what I can do. But I'm not gonna forecast the
Oh,
problem.
no, well,
This is, these
can.
are, look, these familial issues, especially with there's violence, they are just tinder boxes of dynamite to explode. That's why we have to deal with it delicately and carefully. And people have to be separated because and the rules are all the same. You can't have any contact with complainant. All defendants, every defendant don't interrupt you, can't have any contact. And it's for the court to sort this out when it's a mess like this seems to be here. There's some confusion, what you're saying, what he's saying. But I'm not going to have a hearing right now. But I'm happy to have a hearing as soon as possible to figure this mess out. Because y'all are saying one thing, he's saying something else. Somebody's right, probably, and somebody's wrong. But it certainly is enhanced by the fact that the spelling of these two people's names are one letter different. So it may not be unusual for reports to be misspelled somehow and work their way into an indictment. But the state's obligated to they have obligations, and I expect they will meet those obligations. They do it. So they know how important it is to figure those things out. But if there's a problem, you raise it. But right now, I'm not going to have a hearing over that. But you don't have any contact with the complainant. The complainant, according to the indictment, is your fiance. You can't have any contact. I don't care what it is. You do it, your bond will be revoked. You'll sit this thing out in jail until we can resolve this.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying, Judge. I've been away from.
It's not a debate. It's the rule.
I'm not debating with you. I'm just.
What do you want me to do? You're about to say something. What do you want me to do?
I've been away. I've been actually away from and
okay, then that's the best way to do it until this gets resolved, sir. What are we going to talk about now? I mean, I'm not going to change this. It's not going to be an exception. I know a judge that made an exception. And later, there was a funeral that occurred. You can imagine how everybody felt with that. There are no exceptions when it's violence alleged. We got to sort this out.
Judge, do I understand you're leaving the $10,000 amount at that?
Yeah. Right now the bonds are the same, but the GPS is ordered. You have to have a GPS device so I know where you are at all times. I find out you have contact, you shall not have contact. And if I do, then you'll sit in jail until we can resolve both of these cases. You understand? Yes, you have to speak out for the record that you understand.
Yes,
all right. That's all. What's an announcement date?
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, caramba, la bamba.